Hello, my dear students. Today, we will be starting a new chapter from your English Communicate. Lesson 5, The Balloon Seller. But before I begin up with the chapter, I would like to ask you few questions. During the summer vacation, we all like to go to some new places to explore the unexplored things of our lives. So, I would like to ask you how many of you would enjoy going to the mountains for trekking? I definitely love to go to the mountains because this is the place where I found peace and I can explore myself that how much stamina I have. How many of you prefer to go to beaches? There may be few who would definitely prefer to go to the countryside and enjoy with your friends, riding a bicycle or simply running around. And if no option is left among us, we definitely go to a nearby park and play with our friends. So the chapter Balloon Seller revolves around 5 students who are excited because their holidays had begun and they all were thinking to do some exciting thing during their holidays. So let us read the chapter and find out what are they heading up to. Hooray! Shouted the children as they streamed out of school and piled into their buses. School was over at last. Freedom for the next 2 months. The summer vacation had started for the children, and now they all are excited because no classwork, no homework, no exams, no class test will be conducted anymore for at least next 2 months. So, all relaxation. Happy holidays! Happy holidays! They shouted as the buses started moving. At home, Amit flung his bag on his bed and rushed into the kitchen. What's for lunch, Mummy? Now, this is the tendency which you all have. As soon as you enter your house, you just keep your bag aside and run towards your mother asking for her for the lunch. Your favorite dal bati, said Mummy. So, what do you want to do today? Play, play, and play, said Amit. In the evening, Amit and his friends, Karan, Julie, and Ruby, met at their favorite place, the park. What shall we do this summer? Asked Karan. I wish we had a mystery to solve like the 5 find outers, said Ruby. That happens only in stories. It doesn't happen in real life, said Amit. So, till here we have read and understood that the summer vacation for children had started and Amit met his friends at his favorite place, that is, a nearby park. And Ruby wished that they had a mystery to solve during the summer vacation, just like the 5 find outers. Now, 5 find outers is a novel wherein the children always get the mystery to solve. You all must be watching the cartoons like Shiva and many other, Bajrangi, because there they get some mysteries to solve. In the same ways, in the novel, the 5 find outers, the children get the mystery to solve. and now Ruby is wishing for the same thing. I am not sure, said Karan. After all, thefts and robberies take place in real life. There are real detectives too. We have a detective agency next door. Let's do some detecting, said Julie excitedly. Don't be silly. We wouldn't know how. And where will we find a mystery? Asked Amit. I bet there are lots of mysteries around. Look at the balloon seller. He has been standing at the gate for the last half an hour without trying to sell a balloon. I'm sure he is a thief just looking for an opportunity, said Ruby. And now, when Amit said that it will be a difficult task for all of us to finish up, Karan and Ruby kept on insisting that in real lives also thefts and robberies do take place and detective agencies exist in real life also. So they keep on looking around for the people whom they could suspect and they could get a mystery to solve. Well, I don't know. He does have a bag, said Karan uncertainly. Look, he's going away. Let's follow him, said Julie. Now, in the meantime, they find a balloon seller who is standing simply without any reason and with no work at all. He was not even trying to sell his balloons also. So, this act of balloon seller made Ruby suspect him, and the children decided to follow the balloon seller. Okay, but let's be careful. It could be dangerous like he sees us, said Karan. They looked rather funny, walking one behind the other as they followed the balloon seller. They would scamper for cover and hide behind a car or a cart whenever the man turned his head. Now, the final decision has been taken place that they will be following the balloon seller. And as they are following, they are finding some places to hide themselves so that the balloon seller could not look at them. They are running with small and quick steps from one place to another and trying to hide themselves behind the car or the cart. So, whenever the balloon seller turns his face towards the backside, the man turned into the next lane and stopped when he reached a big house. He looked around and walked through the gate. The house was locked and there was no one in the street. The children peered over the wall to see what the man was doing. I told you, he is a thief. Look, he is going around the house to find a way in, whispered Ruby. What should we do? We can't let him get away, said Karan. Let's wait a bit. There may be any explanation, said Amit. Now Ruby, Karan and Julie, they all had the mindset that the balloon seller is a thief and they are looking with the same suspected eyes towards the balloon seller. But Amit, being a sensible child, he always had a second thought that there may be some reason for the balloon seller to go around the house. So just wait and watch. Let's Call the police, said Karan. Shh, he's coming, whispered Julie as the man reappeared. What if he sees us? Let's run away, said Amit. Suddenly, a car drove up near the house and stopped in front of the gate. A young couple with a little child got off. The woman opened the gate. The man looked at the children suspiciously. Now, in the meantime, a car came and stopped. So, the children could overhear the conversation between the man who came out of the car and the balloon seller. And the man was able to look at the children and he was looking at them with a suspicious eye. Suspicious means he was doubting on them. What are you doing here? He asked. There's a thief in your house, said Julie. Just then, the child let go of his mother's hand and ran towards the balloon seller. The children looked on shocked, but the father seemed unmoved. Mummy, balloon, the child shouted excitedly. The balloon seller picked up the child affectionately and handed him a large red balloon. Here it is, just for you, said the man. I was about to leave because I found the house locked. Thank you for waiting. Otherwise, Samir would have screamed the place down, said the mother. Now, what was the actual situation? Why was the balloon seller standing there without trying even to sell a single balloon? Yes, he was waiting for this little boy so that he could hand over him a large red balloon because they are the regular customers of this balloon seller. And if the balloon seller would have not given the balloon to this boy, he would have cried and yelled loudly, and the parents would have been irritated and frustrated because of this act of the little boy. Yes, he has to have a balloon every evening, said the father. The children did not wait to hear any more and ran back into the park. You and your mysteries, said Amit, breathlessly as he flopped down on the bench. Ruby and Julie looked sheepish for a moment. Then they all burst out laughing. Let's stick to our games for the rest of the holidays and forget about the mysteries, said Amit as they all headed home. And now, after coming to know about the reality of the balloon seller, they all ran back to the park and they all kept on thinking that how foolish they had been to think the balloon seller as a robber or a thief without any reason. So they all were very silly to have a misunderstanding. Now, the moral of the story that we get from this lesson is that we should not judge a book by its cover. We should never have any imaginations regarding anyone or any opinion regarding anyone without knowing the reality. So, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you for watching the video and listening to the explanation. God bless you all.